okay? The thing that surprised me most about this conversation was there's a bit of a generation gap between myself and Joel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Josh and I kind of came up in the same era.
We pretty much grew up
right
at
the
next
same
to each other.
track.
Yeah.
At the same track. Okay, so what varied to me in this conversation, the thing that caught me off guard was the fact that Joel and I tended to agree more on a certain aspect.
Than
Where
me.
this is the guy that said, hey, wait a second. It's two different eras. This is how they raced back then. This is how they race now. That's what it was. This is what it is. I'm going, well, wait a second. That's something I thought Joel would have said, not you.
The reason why, mind you, I'm old school at heart.
So am I.
Straight up. That's the reason why I like the street stocks, the limited, all that type of stuff. Okay? But what had happened, I feel what I personally saw is two hard drivers going for the same real estate.
Wait, but here's the thing. You saw two hard drivers from different generations.
Right. But still,
And
we've
no,
seen.
Hold
on.
Wait, stop. He just said something. He said two hard drivers going for the same piece of real estate. No, I saw two hard drivers with one going for a piece of real estate that another guy already owned. See, that's
Well, okay.
That's the
And
way
this is not a case of eminent domain here.
this is the way I saw it. Now it's interesting you say it the way you do.
Okay, so how I see it and stuff is that, man, this is pretty much kind of, because I heard what this driver said. He's been interviewed multiple times. This is, one of the things and stuff he wants to come, he wants to come out, he wants to bring it on Moxie. So this is going to be my question to him, is that if it, and I kind of already know what his answer is if the roles were reversed, would you have done it? He's going to sit there and say, absolutely not. But if you think about it, at what lap that was, at what time that was.
That's the thing I'm saying. That's why, that's the issue that I had. Now, had this guy done that move 15 laps into the feature as opposed to doing it when he did, I wouldn't have had a bigger. I wouldn't have.
But why? But hold on. But why does that matter? And this is where the discussion was.
This is why it matters. This is why it matters. Okay, let's put us in cars.
Did
okay?
both cars finish?
Both cars did finish. But here's the thing. Let's say Josh.
Who's the car that had most damage?
Josh, let's say, follow me on this. Here, now, again, my thought process on this.
I got you.
You and I are racing.
Okay.
And we're on the same track. Okay. And I'm behind you for 15 laps.
Okay.
You run the same groove. Bang, bang, hit your marks. Bang, 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 every time. Consistent. Boom. And I'm on the bottom. And I'm trying to do everything I can to get by you, and I can't do it.
Right.
The car's not working. Track conditions aren't allowing me to it. I can't get the car hooked up enough to pass you. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I want you to think about this. You know, as a leader, I can't get by you.
Okay.
You also know I'm in second, and I know I can't get by you. I've tried for 15 laps. I can't do it. White
Okay.
flag comes out. Bonsai moving to the corner. Slide up. Bam.
Okay,
Bump you out.
hold-
No, wait. Bump him out of the way and drive away for the win.
And that's why we call you Joey Logano.
No.
You call me Matt Kenseth.
No. I mean, that's okay, but that's the problem I have with this whole situation.
Okay, but hold on,
is-
hold on.
Hang on. We saw the same type of move at Willamette Speedway a couple weeks ago.
But
with
we
two cars.
didn't see
But
it in the
wasn't
same time of the race.
It wasn't. But at the same time, if you can't get around that driver, the lead car, you're not faster than the lead car. But if you can't get up underneath his rear end and get him loose to go around him in asphalt racing, you're not faster than the lead car.
Right.
So why are you going to risk wrecking two cars
Right.
and totaling out two $30,000 machines for a $1,000 paycheck?
That is what I'm saying.
Okay,
But
and,
at the same time,
and
I understand. I'm a big tactics guy. I play the mental game. I play the aero game.
I love that part about racing.
But here's the thing. Why not save your last move for the last lap?
there you go.
Why not show your
because
colors
if
until the
you've
last
done
lap?
it 8 times and it didn't work, now it's not a move. It's an act of desperation.
No.
Yes.
But we've
Okay,
seen,
hold on.
We've seen the same thing before.
We've seen this multiple times this year at two different tracks.
I get
At the
that.
last lap even.
And-
Okay, so hold on. This is my theory now. Is that same with Joel. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to play chicken with you. I'm going to let you know that I'm there. I'm going to get behind you. I'm not going to pass you. I'm going to let you screw up. I'm going to do a Dale Earnhardt to you, and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to get into your head. I'm going to go high. You're going to go high. Hold on.
That didn't happen.
I'm just saying in my theory. Okay? So all of a sudden now, let's go back to what this incident is. Okay? 10, 15 laps. It could be the whole race. I'm behind you. Okay? All of a sudden, you're going down the front stretch. Okay? You know this is the last lap. You know that I've been trying to drive down at the bottom. Right? In a mental head, you would sit there and go, you know what? He's going to sit there because he can't pass me on the outside because he hasn't even tried it, and he's not fast enough to do it. So I'm going to sit there and go, you know what? I'm going to protect the bottom. That's the very first thing I would do. The reason why is because that's where you're going. You can't slide job me. You can't get around me. You're definitely not going to go to the top. So guess where you're going to go? You're going to go straight to the back. Now,
see, this is the perspective.
Okay, so now this is where the move is that I go back high. You go and you drive it into turn 1. Don't lift until the apex. Slide job, come up, touch doors. You drive off. Now you're in front of me.
That wasn't a touch, though.
That was not a touch. That was you moved the
that
car
was
over
a
an entire
body
lane.
slam.
No, all it did is it
Put him clear over the cushion.
No.
No. It only took him. And this is where I kind of want to ask him, because this is where the video shows that he went up above the
cushion,
up above the berm, above the cushion, but not that far. They still had the forward momentum. Neither one of them lift, except for the guy who passed him on the inside. He lifted a little bit so he wouldn't actually go over and destroy his car.
He already moved him, though. To lift at that point is irrelevant.
So if I drive underneath you or whatever like that, and I'm trying to pass you, if I come up and I touch doors with you.
Touching doors is what I don't have a problem with someone touching doors.
But isn't the
when
theory,
you
though,
physically move a guy because you hit him that hard?
But
that's where I have.
Isn't the theory, though, is that if you can see me on the side of you, that's my lane now?
Okay, but that's not the case. That's not the case in the situation because he couldn't see him on that. He knew he was down there, but he was still a car length behind. He bonsaied it in the corner, slid up, moved him out of the cushion, and then.
And we're side by side going down the backstretch.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. They were not
well,
side
okay.
by side.
Yeah, that's right.
Driver number 2, which moved driver number 1, had the advantage.
He
driver
went down
number
to the bottom.
1 clearly could have taken him out into turn 3 and chose not to do it.
Right,
because
but he sat there and he gave him the whole lane and a half up high.
He had to. He got moved a whole lane and a half. I mean, that's the perspective I have on it.
I understand. Me personally, I think it could have been done differently. I still am okay with the slide job type era. I don't mind
a slide job if it's a slide job.
Yeah, I'm not into the whole, slamming into somebody. And that's what I said, the other day when we talked about it. I'm not into the whole slamming somebody. Now, if you want to come up and you want to slide job me and you want to go door to door, I'll door to door you. I'll race you down the backstretch world like that. And guess what? The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pinch you all the way down to the friggin' berm and all the way into the tire. Because I'll tell you what, if you have enough nerve to sit there and on the last lap bonsai me into turn 1 and 2, and come up and rub door to door with me. Guaranteed someone's going off on the hook.
See, and we had the same issue last year at Willamette in one of the classes. Then we put speed bumps in the APAC, one in the center
right,
off.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this or were there to see it.
I wasn't there, but I remember.
Okay. And we had a race where same thing happened. Guy pinched him all the way down. He hit one of those speed bumps, went in the first part of 3, went airborne right in front of another car, almost went into the wall. I mean, the car that
Where was
he
this?
almost went at Willamette, almost went through the wall and finished in second place. But the guy that that almost got taken out had to dig his underwear out of his hind end for a week. It was bad. I mean, I was surprised he wasn't digging a Kirky out of his butt.
Okay, so let's talk about a couple racers and stuff at Willamette Speedway.
No, I don't want to say any names. No.
Not now.
No,
not now.
Not at this point.
But, okay, so we know who we're talking about, though. They ran side by side for multiple laps towards the end. Was their stuff not
totally
okay?
different? Totally different.
Totally different.
Totally different situation.
Why?
Because they were side by side.
But they still slide job each other?
A slide job is a slide job. When you move a guy and it's a bonsai move in the last lap and you come from 4 car lengths behind him and you dive into the corner, slide up, slam him in the door and move him, that's not a slide job.
See, and here's my perspective on this is that incident we're talking about
was good racing.
Was good racing.
Was great racing.
Number 1. Number 2, the person that was being slide jobbed was lifting. The incident we're going to be talking about with the driver that's going to be on the air here shortly, he didn't lift, in my opinion. He may correct
No,
me on this.
he didn't lift.
No,
he
he did. He did, and he even said it in his interview. He said, "I lifted getting into turn one
No.
to keep the car. He wasn't going to risk wrecking it. He didn't lift, but he was smooth."
Well, driver number 2 said that he lifted during his interview.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
I
would say I didn't see the one who finished first. I don't believe he lifted.
I don't either.
I don't believe the guy who finished in second lifted.
I don't either.
I just think that he got up over the cushion and just got wheel spin.
Here's
You
the
gotta
thing.
help.
It happens. Racing happens.
Well, and that's the thing. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong perspective. It's what you saw when you saw it.
I think realistically what he's more pissed off about is what happened at the end.
Who wouldn't be? We'll talk about that. But I think the way he was passed, in my opinion, I'm of the opinion that the way he was passed was not the right way to do it.
I'm going back and forth on this. I haven't made my mind up yet because I agree with the tactics.
I've watched the video. I don't mind
don't-
the tactics. I don't mind a slide job. But when you are 3 car lengths behind a guy and you dive the car to the apex, knowing you're going to push up and slam into him, he knew that. He knew it was a checkers or wreckers deal.
And this is one of those things like we talked about. There are certain people that I equate this person to that we race with on a weekly basis. And I would never do that to one of these people because it's kind of like kicking the wise old man. It ain't a good idea.
Speaking of,
Well, we've got our first caller in on tonight on Northwest Dirt News. That caller we've spent the last 15 minutes talking about. Scott Pounds, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good,
Here in
good.
California, nice, decent weather, cool evening.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
lucky, brother.
I'll tell you something. We're on the air with Josh Warvis and Joel Widescreen Imamura. He's kind of our crew chief here in the studio.
he's our Ping Pang he's our Ping Pang crew chief.
We've spent the last 15 minutes talking about Scott Pounds and the situation that arose. Before we even get to that whole deal, let's talk about you getting back into a car and just kind of some of the history that you've got there in California, because you truly are one of California's all-time decorated drivers, respected by all fans and drivers alike. It's been a little bit of time since you've been behind the wheel, and so far, I mean, it doesn't look like you've missed much.
Yeah, about 7-8 years ago, Bradley started racing. He'll be 34 here in about 15 days. And when I was really serious into my late model gig I had with Milan sponsorship, and we ran the modifieds, and we actually moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, and Brad was 16, 17 years old, just getting his feet wet. And I got to spend a couple years back there in Knoxville and seeing some big potential in Brad, just natural talent. And we came back to California, and I continued racing full time and started getting some cars under him, and he started winning right off. And we were kind of running different divisions and running the separate tracks, and it was really hard on him. And I already had a good 25 years, 30 years in my racing, and I just kind of decided to back off just a little for a while. I still raced, 10, 12, 15 times a year for about a 6-7 year span about 10 years ago, and really focused on him because that's just, when your kid's good and you're getting up into your late 40s, and I just kind of took the back seat to him for a while because I knew once I got him in a point to where I felt he can handle his career on his own and be off going, and I feel comfortable with myself doing what I was doing, then if I felt like it, I kind of lost the fire a little bit after racing for so long. I've been going to the track for 45 years. I'm not a young kid anymore, but so I took a little bit of a back seat to that. And probably one of the biggest reasons why I did get back in and decide to go ahead and get back into the seat, Brad's still at his top of his, his career and what he's got going on. But it's all my fans. Consistently for the last couple of years, 2-3 years, I have a lot of my old school fans that still come around, and they would always share their stories of how much they love watching me race and my style of racing. And a lot of the stuff I accomplished, which, that was pretty neat. Started kind of getting to